Okay, last time we started the topic of presentations. Okay, so we discussed what do we mean by a presentation. So it's a formal event in which we use audio-visual aids, and it is part of teamwork. Okay, the main purpose of the presentation can be one of these three or maybe more than one. Okay, and it should have a good subject matter. It should match with the objective of the class or the objective of the event, and it should fit the audience, and it should be well organized. And why the presentation is important, because I already give you a few examples from the industry that now the trend is that if there is even a fresh guy who is good with presentations, okay, they usually keep him at the front because he is good. Okay, there are other people who have 20, 30 years of experience, but they cannot present well, and they are in the background. Okay, so actually we had a site visit, two site visits this semester, and it happened right in the middle of the site visit. Okay, the engineer there who has like 20 years of experience, okay, a young guy came and he sidelined him completely. Nobody was asking him. Okay, and there were students like you who were asking him to take their selfies. They were asking all the questions from the other guy. Okay, and like the other guy was like very young. Anyways. Okay, giving a presentation has 4 steps. Okay, so it starts with the planning, then the writing of the content, then designing the presentation, and then giving the presentation. Now these slides are on blackboard. Okay, and if you all these texts have links. Okay, so if you click on any one of them, it will open a page where you can see more details about them with examples. Okay, so they like any step which you will discuss now on the web page, you will find examples, video examples, and pictures, and so on and so forth. Okay. So then you design the presentation. The last step is giving the presentation. Now you see how many steps are there? 4. Okay. And how many involve giving the presentation? How many of them involve giving the presentation? There are 4 steps, right? Huh? How many involve giving the presentation? How many? Huh? There's only 1. Okay? All the other 3 are happening before the presentation. Okay? They are happening before the presentation. Okay? So if you divide it into 4 parts, then 3 parts are before the presentation. Okay, only 1 part is in the presentation. Okay, in this part is actually just the output of this. Okay, like you take your calculator and you do 2 plus 2. So the answer is what? 4. This is the 4. Okay, if you, the answer, yes. The rest of the things are here. Don't expect that I will not do this and this and this and this I will do very well in this part. It cannot happen. It cannot happen. Okay? What? Yes. Okay. Okay. So we will go through each of these parts, starting with planning the presentation. This is a general quote about planning. A person without a plan is lost before they start. Okay? So you have to start from the plan. Okay? Not plan when you have already started. Okay? And there's another quote as well that if you fail to plan, then you are planning to fail. Okay? Did you plan before taking this course or not? Huh? Everybody prepared a plan before taking this course? No, so you have planned to fail, right? Everybody, well done. Okay? If you fail, it's not my fault. Huh? Okay. So first of all, it starts from this thing. Okay? Choose a good topic angle. Okay? Like They are not saying choose a good topic. They are saying choose a good angle to the topic. Topic could be general, environment, for example. Okay, or building construction, general. Everybody is talking about that. But then you select, you will talk from which angle. What will make your presentation unique from the others who are in the same event talking about the same topic? What will make it unique? Okay, so maybe you are talking about building construction, but maybe you talk about, you don't talk about this material, maybe you talk about some new material. Okay, so it will give a new angle to your topic. Okay, so it will make your presentation interesting from the start. Okay, he is talking about something new. Okay, otherwise, I had this. Obviously, when you are young, then you don't get the chance to speak at the front, right? Okay. The only way we get to speak, like you guys when you're going, only way you will speak at the start is when you are the only one in the room. Otherwise, you will speak at the end. Okay, and then you know what happens. You are talking about the same thing, and everybody else has already finished. So half of your presentation is already done. They already listened to it. Okay, now they will start sleeping. Okay, so you, select a good angle to your topic. Okay, so that it generates the interest from the start. Okay, decide what is the purpose of your presentation. Okay, so we already mentioned there are different reasons for giving the presentation. It could be for the information, it could be for your own image, it could be for any action which you need from the audience. Okay, so decide about that, what do you need in the end, and create a solid structure and outline for your presentation. These are the parts of the plan. Decide about the angle to your topic, the reason of your presentation, the structure of your presentation, and the outline. What are the things you will want to include in your presentation? So choosing the topic is obviously the most important part of the presentation. If the topic is not good, then whatever you are doing, it may look good, but it will not be useful for the audience. So choose a good topic. Okay, for example, if you are a business professional, okay, then you may not have the luxury of choosing the topic. Okay, obviously now you are going in a business meeting or in a seminar, okay, which is arranged by your organization, by your company, so they will give you the topic. Okay, you have to speak on this topic, otherwise you are fired. Okay, something like this. Okay, so you can, like I already mentioned, you can find a unique angle. Okay, so yes, I'm going to talk about this thing, but not like everybody else. Okay, I'll provide something new. Okay, what they have not heard about in this topic. Okay, clear? Okay, so everybody is talking about environment, for example. Okay, and you come and you talk about, for example, using, let's say, walking for the sake of environment, saving the environment. Okay, so your angle will give you the edge. Okay, now he's talking about something new. Let us listen to him or her. Okay, if the topic doesn't seem exciting, which is always the case with us, engineering topics are not that exciting. I don't know why you guys chose this, but anyways, you can still make your presentation engaging with the right presentation skills. Then your skills come into play. How you can make the topic interesting, which is otherwise not interesting. You can use visuals, okay, videos, pictures, which will make your presentation more interesting, even if the topic is not so interesting. The planning also involves doing some research. Okay. So when you will do the research, it will increase your confidence. Okay. Usually what happens? Okay, now I have to present. Let me find something online. Okay. So we start. We start at the end. First link, click, copy, paste. This is not research. Okay. Now if you have looked at, for example, if you spend half an hour looking at different sources and now you find this is the best thing to take So when you go at the time of presentation, you feel confident that I've already looked at the other things and I've chosen the best. You will feel confident. Okay, that I already know which one is the best, and I'm presenting it. Okay. Yeah. One thing, another thing is you should know about your topic. The topic which you are presenting, you should know. You should have a technical knowledge about it. Okay, even if you are not the expert. Okay, so if you have the knowledge, then you will even feel confident during the question answer sessions. Okay, you don't feel afraid or you don't feel scared if somebody asks you a question. Okay, so research is important so that you can feel confident about what you are presenting even during the question and answer session. Okay, so how do we do the research? Research, most important part is read the material, relevant material to your topic. Okay, you may go to the audience and you may ask them something which they already know about the topic. Okay, your audience could be from the field. They could be people from other companies. They could be people from academia. They could be people who are learning students. Okay, so they may already know about the topic, and you may ask them what would they like to hear from you in the presentation. Okay, so this is research from the audience, what they want to hear or listen from. Okay, so research is not only related to the topic but related to the audience as well. The research could include knowing about the audience as well. Okay, so if you already know who are your audience and what they are expecting from you, okay, then you are prepared to focus on the important areas. Okay, there could be something which you feel is important, but when you go to the audience, they are not paying attention because they are not interested in that. Okay, once we went to there's a company, they have Toyota here, right? So there is, so they assemble the cars in Pakistan as well. So they have the company and they invited us for workshop, seminar, whatever you call it. A one-day event. Okay, so I went to that event for the first time. I didn't know about the audience much. But they said they are engineers, they are working in the company. So I said, okay, fine. They are technical people, right? They should know about it. So the topic was artificial neural networks. Okay, which they gave me. So I thought they already know about it. Okay. Artificial neural networks. Okay. Anyway, so something related to AI. Okay, artificial intelligence, something related to that. So I thought they gave me the topic. They are technical people. They would know about it. Okay. And I started presenting, and like after 5 minutes, it was a disaster. Okay. Like they were waiting for me to finish, and I was waiting for me to finish. How can I run away from here? Okay, but the lunch was good. Anyways. But the thing is, the research should be about the audience as well. Okay, what do they like to hear? Okay. Okay, in some cases, you may end up having extra time in the end. You went too fast, and now you have extra time in the end, at the end of your presentation. Okay, so you can add some bonus information. So have it in your mind, have it in your hand. If I had 5-10 minutes extra, what could I do with the audience? Okay, because ending up too soon is also not a good sign. Okay, they gave you, for example, half an hour, and you finish in 15 minutes. Okay, it's not a good sign, not a good thing for your reputation. Okay, the next time they will give you 15 minutes. Okay, so I have something extra which is not part of your initial plan. This is not part of the plan. I will only include it if I have extra time, but it should not look like I am forcing it. Okay, so I already said know the audience. Okay, so you need to know the audience. By knowing the audience, you know their interest. I already mentioned it. You also know their attention span. Okay, which is a problem these days. Do you know what we mean by attention span? What do you mean? What do you mean by attention span? It's a big problem nowadays. Attention span is how long you can focus on one thing. How long? For how many minutes and seconds? Okay? When was the last time you read a book? Anybody? Huh? 1 month ago? Okay. And when you are reading, how much time you spend in one sitting reading the book? 20 minutes, which is good. Okay. What about the others? When was the last time you read a book? I'm asking for reading a book. Last summer. Okay. And how much time do you spend in one sitting? 10 minutes. Okay. Which is good. Okay. Now you see, attention span is, for example, if you take your phone, let's say, okay, you see a post, a blog, okay, and you start reading it. Okay. Many of us will not reach the end because we lose interest. We started reading, but then we lose interest. We move to something else. It's not that I have to do something, I have to go. No. I'm still scrolling. Okay. But I will lose my interest. Okay. So I'm looking for something else. This is called as attention span. Okay. Losing interest. After how many minutes or seconds, you lose your interest automatically. Okay. So that means what? For example, somebody has attention span of 10 minutes. Okay. So they may be able to sit in your presentation for 10 minutes, but after 10 minutes you have to give them something else. Okay. If you keep on doing the same thing, they will lose their attention span and they will lose the focus. Now they have to not focus. They are sleeping with their eyes open. That happens, right? They sleep with their eyes open, right? Not you. Move close. Everybody knows. Right? Practice. It is a good skill. Okay? Clear? So attention span is how long you can focus. And it varies from people to people as well. Okay? Young people have less, slightly mature, have more. You guys are mature, okay, by the way. Start behaving like this. Usually when you say young people, you say yes. Be. No. You are mature, okay? You should be mature. Like this. Young people, I mean like 10, 12 kids. Okay? Their attention span is very short. Okay? Kids, they cannot concentrate. Okay? But mature, they have higher attention span. As you go forward, okay, in age, it starts to decrease again. But nowadays with phone and the tech we have, our attention span is now generally lower. Very, very low. It's in seconds now. Average attention span is in seconds. Seconds. Okay, like after seconds you lose your interest. Okay, that's why I asked about the book. Because when you are reading the book, there is nothing. Okay, you have to focus. Okay. We read on the phone as well. Right? We read on the computers and laptops as well. But then we see other things as well, right? You read one paragraph and then there is a notification. You check the notification, then get back. You are losing the interest. Okay, but when you are reading the book, you read. Okay, sitting and so on and so forth. Anyway, so attention span is the problem. So you need to know after how much time I should change something in my presentation. Otherwise, people will lose interest. Okay, if the attention span is lower, then you should make the changes often. You cannot change people, right? We have a problem of attention span. You cannot change it in your presentation. You have to deal with it. Okay? You have to deal with it. Other points also, pain points for example. Okay? Something which people hate. Okay? But you don't know. You don't know. Okay? When I'm teaching this, I feel like everything bad which can happen during the presentation has happened with me. Okay? So, I was giving a presentation about road safety. Okay? And there were some, truck drivers and transporters which are sitting there. I showed a video and the video had a truck and they had an accident. I didn't say a word. And that guy, he stood and he said, why are you showing our accidents. You think we are bad drivers. You are accusing us. I didn't even say a word. But the video had a truck which had an accident. Okay? So you need to know what will, spike them. Okay? Alhamdulillah, when it happened at the end of the presentation. Okay, so I was already going. Okay, if it happened in the middle of the presentation, that guy will not stop, obviously. Okay, so you need to know the audience. Okay, now knowing the audience, and keep one thing in mind, you may identify some problems with the audience. Okay, that my audience does not have much knowledge, or they are using too much phone, or they come late, or whatever. There are problems. Okay, you cannot solve the problems. You have to deal with it. Plan your presentation to deal with them. Okay? Don't say, okay, whatever my audience is, I will prepare my presentation. The audience is bad, what can I do? No, you have to prepare according to the audience. Got it? Okay? Deal with the problems of the audience. Okay? So it will add more value, it will put you in a better position in front of the audience. Okay? So for example, if you have a presentation which is full of technical knowledge, you are using alpha and betas and gammas, okay, they are flying all around the room, okay, but you are presenting to someone who is new in the field, he doesn't know what you are talking about, okay, so you have to uncomplicate it, okay, make it simple for that guy, okay, so this presentation, instead of helping him, will even confuse him more, okay, he will lose interest, he may lose interest in the field as well. Okay, so you have to speak the language which they understand. Okay, yeah. So this presentation could be more successful if you simplify the information and maybe explain some basic terms before you go into the details. Okay, the purpose of the presentation. Second thing you need to do is decide the purpose. The purpose could be one of these four. You want to inform the audience, you want to increase their knowledge, you want to entertain them, okay, a bit too many people are trying to entertain us, but it could be one of the reasons, okay, to inspire them, okay, inspire them meaning like you want them to make an important decision in their life, something like this, like starting a business, leaving a bad habit or something like this. To persuade them to buy your product, for example, invest in your business. Okay, so these could be different reasons. Okay, then you have to decide about the outline of the presentation. Like the report, like the technical report, presentation also has certain parts, okay, which are common. So for example, you have introduction to the presentation. Okay, the introduction should be, strong. Strong meaning it should catch the attention of the audience immediately. Okay. If you are not able to start strongly in your presentation, okay, then the chances are the audience will not listen to half of your presentation. If they are engaged, if they are involved in your presentation from the start, then you have a better chance that they will stay with you till the end. Okay, so start with a strong interest. Okay, make them, as they are saying, sit up in their seat, like they start paying attention. Why is this guy here? What is he doing? Okay, so how can I engage the audience from the start? Okay, you can start with a question. Okay, and not a question like what is your name. Start with a question which makes them think. Okay, like why are you here today? Something like this. Okay, why are you born? Anyways, listing the benefits. Okay, why are we gathered here today? When I will finish my presentation, what you will achieve from me. Okay, what you will achieve from the presentation. Okay, like today I am going to show you some shocking facts about building construction or environment or materials, something like this. Okay, or today I am going to introduce you to a new field in engineering. Okay, and and once you go from here, you will change your carriers and so on. Okay, something like this. Somebody was telling me that they had she's doing like a management course. So the person, when he started his course, actually he's taking 3-4 courses in MSc. When one of the teachers, when he started the course, he told them, by the end of the course, everybody will be owner of a company. Okay, and I will make you start your company in 1,000 rupees. 1,000 rupees Pakistani currency. Okay, 1,000 rupees is like 1,000 rupees. No, 1,000 BDs. 1,000 BDs. How many? Around 70,000. Okay, no, more than 70,000. Sorry, 700,000. More than that. Anyways. Okay, 1,000 rupees is like, you know 1 rupiah, right? So like 1,000 rupiah here. Pakistani 1,000 rupees is like 1,000 rupiah here. Okay, so he started with this. Okay, so when the guy when he starts and he says, by the end of this lecture, I will tell everybody how to start a company in 10 BD, for example. Now you pay attention. Okay, so this is what they are saying here. You give them something shocking. Okay, shock them. Okay, like have 2 wires and okay, like if you cannot say something, have 2 wires and literally shock them. Okay. Then after the introduction, we have the body. Okay, like the content, the main content of the presentation. Okay, you need to, whatever you said at the start, now you explain with more details. It was a question, it was a benefit, it was a shocking fact, whatever it was. Okay, now you explain with more details. Okay, the body should include more details. Okay, you may provide some more evidence for your statement. Okay, I was saying this because of this reason. You may provide them some data, some graphs, some sheets, some tables which are related to your statement. Okay, and it will increase the knowledge of your audience. The conclusion should be actionable, something which they can do. Okay, and with a conclusion by giving them something to do in the end. Okay, based upon what you have presented. Okay, but that conclusion should also be related to the start. Okay, what you said at the start, now we are concluding it with at the end. Okay, so now you should do this about this. Okay, and give your audience some concrete steps. Okay, for example, you gave them something about health. Okay, so now in the conclusion you tell them, okay, you need to take this step to make your health better. Okay, you gave them something about environment. You tell them, okay, from now onwards, from today onwards, you should not do this, you should do this. Okay, something which they can act upon. Okay, immediately or from there onwards. Okay, yeah, this is a rule in planning your. It's a rule. Okay, I already mentioned in the last lecture as well. They have made these rules to make your life easier. Okay, but it's not like you have to follow them. This is not a law of physics. Okay, you can make your own rules, no problem. So what they are saying is you make 10 slides and you can spend around 20 minutes on them. Okay, like they are giving the ratio. Okay, like 10 slides with 20 minutes. Okay, so every slide you are spending approximately 2 minutes. Okay, because then you have the introduction slide with your name and the title as well, and then you have the thank you slide as well. So on some of the slides you spend more time. Okay, so you will approximately have more than, slightly more than 2 minutes, but it's seconds. Okay, few seconds. And the last thing which is very important, I did not even follow it here, but okay, because I know you guys don't read the books. So they are saying make the font size as big as 30. Okay, so what does it mean? You take font size 30, the text size is big, right? So if the text size is big, that means the content of the slide is very small, less. Okay, maybe 2-3 sentences, and that's it. Okay, so your slide shows 2-3 sentences which you can read in 10 seconds. But you are spending how much time on each slide approximately? How much on each slide? 2 minutes. Okay, so this is how you prepare. That I will show less and talk more. Okay, and what I am showing is very clear. 30 font sizes show everything clearly. Okay, writing the content. Okay, so this is the second step now. You start writing the content. You're not making the presentation right now. You are not making the presentation. We are writing it. Maybe in a Word file. I'm typing it in a Word file or a notepad on my phone, whatever. Okay, some people do voice notes. Okay, so you decide what you want to write. Okay, so you have to make sure the content in your presentation is credible. Credible meaning accurate. Okay, if somebody asks you, you are showing this data, it does not look correct. Okay, so you should be able to tell him, no, this is, the data is from this source and cannot be wrong. Okay, clear? Credible means that you are sure that the data is, or whatever statement you are saying is correct. Nobody, if somebody questions you, you can answer them confidently. Okay, with the source and everything. Okay, so whatever should be in the presentation, there should not be any doubtful thing in the presentation. This is what you are saying. Full of value. Don't put anything unnecessary. Because it looks good, or because it seems interesting. No, how much value it is giving to your topic. Okay, this information gives how much value to your topic. Okay, and you have to present it or put it in a way which makes the audience understand it. Okay, so you want to show some chemical reaction or something. Okay, you can write about it. Okay, this mixed with this at this temperature, at this pressure, and so on and so forth. You can write about it. Okay, this is also same information, but then you can show it in the form of a picture as well, in the form of a reaction diagram or something like this. Okay, so this will be more interesting, easier for the people to understand. So you have to think about how you are going to put it in the presentation. Okay, so as I already mentioned about this, limit the text on the slide. Text is not good. Text is not good. Too much text is not good. Okay, and something which I said in the last lecture, I now forgot where, here or somewhere else. Okay, but I here. Sure. What? I said if you are reading the presentation, it will not be good. You cannot present well if you are reading from the slide. Never, never. It will never happen. If you are reading from the slide, it will never happen. You cannot be able to present it if you are reading from the slide. Okay. So you limit the text because you will not read. Okay. You put too much text because you think people will read or you will read. Nobody will read. Nobody reads the slides. You should, but if they are my slides, you should. Okay, because you don't read the book then. Okay, it can come in the quiz as well, obviously. So you should, okay, but normal presentations which are done outside the classroom, nobody reads it, okay. So you limit the text. Text is not good, okay. I mentioned about the attention span, right? Attention span. So a good way to keep the attention span of the people is using pictures and videos and these things, graphics. They catch the attention span, okay. And the people with the social media apps, they know about it. Okay. Like TikTok, okay, or Instagram, okay, whatever. They know about it. Okay, so they show you more graphics than text. Okay, so this is the reason. Okay, and you should follow it. Okay, like I mentioned, the audience have a problem. You deal with it. Okay, they have a problem. They don't like to read, so don't give them things to read too much. Okay, 6 to 8 slides. Okay, so if you limit the text, it will make your slides look clean and pleasing. Okay, I had October, end of October, I went to an event in Gulf University, and there was another presenter there. His slide did not have like even one full line of text, and they were like 5-6 slides, and he was talking about them for half an hour. Okay, and even the pictures, like they were not like a diagram of the process, what he is saying. No, okay, it was a background with greenery because he was talking about environment. Okay, so even the pictures he was showing were not directly relevant. Okay, but you can have a look at it. You can keep on looking at it for like 4 or 5 minutes. It looks pleasing. Okay, so this is what they are saying. Okay, with too much text you cannot do this. Okay, so the other thing I mentioned, to avoid losing the focus of the audience, which happens with too much text. Okay, one more thing which happens with too much text. Some people who don't like to read. So if there's too much text on your slide, they switch off. Okay. I have to find your switch. Okay, so they switch off. What is he talking about? So much? Okay, I will not hear. Okay, let me check my phone. Or let me think about my future. Okay, so they will switch off. They don't want to listen. And then there are other people who are interested in your topic. But what they are doing now? They are reading. They are not listening to you. Okay? Like you are, for them, you are shouting. You are disturbing them. If you keep quiet, they can read. Okay? So you are not serving your purpose for both types of people. People who are interested, you are not doing any favor to them, and people who are not interested, obviously they are not interested because your slides do not look appealing. They do not look pleasing. Okay? So you are losing both types of audiences. Okay? So that's why they said keep the text as less as possible. Okay. Yes. Once you have written the content, make sure that all the data and facts in your presentation are credible, accurate, valid. Okay. So you have to, so that you can, you will gain the trust of the audience. If everything is credible, it's accurate, the audience will feel that, okay, I can trust this guy. Whatever he is saying is trustworthy now. Okay, like he is an honest guy or something like this. Okay, and you will also feel more confident and authoritative because you know now there is nothing which you cannot answer. Okay, so do a fact check, especially with the data at the end of your writing. The worst thing is you use faulty information. Okay, information which has errors, information which has problems, or you don't know the source. Okay, this is the worst thing you can do. And it's not like only this guy will know and the rest of them will not know. If that guy speaks and he points out your mistake, then everybody will think you are not trustworthy. Okay, and they will question everything then what you are presenting. Okay, it's about the image. It's about your rapport. Okay, if one guy questions and you cannot answer, it's not like, okay, the rest of the audience are blind. No, they are listening to you and they know that you have a problem with one slide. So what is the guarantee that you don't have problems with other slides? Okay, or other things which you are presenting. So once you lose the trust, it is impossible to get it back. You are just there for half an hour. Okay, or 15 minutes or 10 minutes. In that much time, it's not possible to repair these types of damages. Okay, yeah, if you are planning to share the slides later on, there's a good idea that you put the sources of your information in the slides at the end. So people who are interested can have a look at it later on as well. Okay, now you can put them as hyperlinks or QR codes or whatever. Okay, yes. Storytelling. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but still my main interest in reading the book is stories. Okay, so even the If you're not interested in reading the stories, you are interested in watching the stories, right? What are movies? They are stories, okay, which are acted in front of you. Okay. So storytelling is a very strong way of engaging the audience. When you are telling the stories, or you are presenting in the form of a story that one day this happened, then this happened, then this happened. Okay, so it makes a very good. It's a very good approach for engaging the audience. They are more interested to listen what happens next. Okay, even they are not interested in your topic. They want to know what happened next. Okay, we had an event in UOB. It was 2017, I think. Okay, where 2 or 3 faculty members, they had a group. It was between the faculty members. The event was for the faculty members. 2 or 3 of them. So they were presenting their idea. Okay, new ideas. So everybody was doing the presentation. Like they come, slides, presentation. Our idea is this. Those 2 or 3 people came. Okay, and they started chatting with each other on the mic. Okay, and they were telling the story. Okay, I went there, then this happened, then I faced this problem, then the other guy said, why don't you do this? Then this guy said, okay, I cannot do this. He said, okay, this is your solution. So they presented the whole idea in the form of a story. Okay, and last year I saw the students from business school do this. Okay, like they were presenting again, it was a competition for presenting new ideas, and they did this. One guy came, one student came, and he said, I have this problem, and so on and so forth. So presenting in the form of a story, it's a very powerful way of engaging the audience. So they want to listen to the narrative. They call it the narrative. Okay, the script. This happened, this happened, this happened. So this is more appealing for them, more interesting for them, rather than this number and that number and so on and so forth. Okay, yeah. You can use story as well as data. You can use both of them. Okay, but the story is a very strong aspect of creating or building interest. Okay. Okay. Another way of engaging the audience is you give them some context about the problem for which you are providing the solution. Okay. So this is a problem, and it is creating this issue, that issue, and then this is the solution. And for the problem and for the solution, you can present some data. Okay, so see how big is the problem. So many people are dying because of this. So much pollution is happening because of this. So you give them the problem and then the solution. Okay, yeah. Another thing you have to keep in mind if you are going in the way of storytelling is you have to focus on the characters. Okay, make a story which involves some characters, not objects. Okay, that a car was going, instead of saying, I saw a car which was going this way, if you say, I saw a man in the car which was going this way, this is a better way. You get my point? Okay, I saw a TV program in which this was happening, I saw a video, this was happening. Okay, instead of saying this, if you say there was a man, or there was a woman, or there was a girl in a video who was doing this, okay, so it attracts more attention when you are putting the characters in your story. Instead of saying this object, or that car, or that building, okay, instead of objects, focus on people, okay, put some people in your story, okay, so the people get then into the story at the emotional level. Okay, a kid was doing this, a man was doing this. This is another level now. Okay. Yeah. Since if you are discussing about environmental problem, okay, instead of saying ozone layer and air pollution and so on, discuss how many people are having this disease or that disease because of the problem. Okay, it will engage more. It will get more attention. Okay. Okay, we'll continue on this later on then.